Hey guys, it is Dan aka Prof Chipboard here, and I am back with my week. Oh god, man, I shouldn't be able to remember this. Week 7 match. No, week 8. Sorry, week 8 match against Arkiknight on the San Antonio Victreebels. Obviously this is NPL. And this is a rematch. We played each other. It's a division match. We played each other, I think, week 3, and I managed to win 1-0. It was a very haxy match. I did get a game-winning freeze at the end, but equally there was a lot of hacks leading up to that, and that almost certainly would have made a difference as to how that end game played out. But he's got a very good team. He's having a bit of a rough time of it. I think he's 1-5 at the moment, but he's a better player than that record suggests. I mean, a lot of his matches have been very close. And he has a threatening team, and his matchup against me is quite terrifying. So he has Celesteela, Entei, Hydreigon, Vaporeon, Diancie, Domfan, Gourgeist, Mega Manectric, Taunty, Medicham, and Exploud. And what we know in this matchup is all of my ways of dealing with Entei are passive. My only Hydreigon switching is Spadef Zapdos, same with Mega Manectric, same really with Torm, so that gets pressured a lot, and I need to be incredibly careful about how I look after it. I'm making sure that I don't get status, at least not early in the game, making sure that I don't sort of let it get killed by a banded crest or something like that. Yeah, and ideally keeping leftovers as well, because I do need leftovers to reliably wall the Hydreigon. However, his hazard removal is kind of yeah, i.e. it's Domfan / non-existent if I remember correctly. Yeah, so his hazard removal is Domfan. His team isn't particularly weak to rocks with the exception of Entei and Taunty, but a lot of his big threats are grounded. So T-Spunks here are something which I really want. I've also got rocks as well, but because I do have the Jellicent, which can spin block, which I probably should have brought last time. So let's just go over my team. I've got the Spadef Zapdos, exactly the same set as last time. It's the only set I can afford to bring against his team. Enough special attack investment to 2-hit KO Max Spadef Celesteela. I've then got DD Zygarde, which can potentially win. Basically, his only things to stop it are Fizdef Domfan or Domfan, Vaporeon, and then potentially Gourgeist if he brings that again. But apart from that, it 2-hit KOs a lot of his big threats. I have a Fizdef mainly, Fizdef Nidoqueen with T-Spikes, Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Thunderbolt for coverage. And yeah, this is phenomenal. It's Sugar Berry as well, so I can take a hit from the Domfan. And this is so it can kind of switch. It can switch in once or twice on the Mega Manectric, and maybe once on the Entei if he's not banded. But this thing is mainly here to get up T-Spikes. It does do a decent job offensively, but I've not got enough investment or Life Orb, so I'm not going to be doing a tremendous amount. But the main thing is there to get up T-Spikes so that I can get his team like whittled down. I have then got a sub Stealth Rock Dual Stab Cobalion with a decent amount of HP investment. Reason for this is I wanted rocks, but equally, if I couldn't, Nidoqueen had a bit of a full move slot syndrome on this match. I would find there was something which I wouldn't be able to touch if I didn't bring rocks. Sorry, I've got Ice Beam, not Thunderbolt. Sorry. But yeah, reason for sub is that I can if I can get a free sub up on something like the Gourgeist, then it can't really touch me. Same with Diancie, if I can scare it out with the possibility of an Iron Head. It's mainly here to provide rocks and be a kind of check to the Hydreigon, in that it does definitely outspeed. Close combat and Iron Head do decently well against his team. It's sort of, it can 2 KO a lot of it. It does get one-shotted though by an overheat from the Mega Manectric, so that is something I have to be aware of. I've then brought Mega Houndoom because Mega Houndoom is Mega Houndoom. Dark Pulse, Fire Blast, Nasty Plot, and Destiny Bond, I believe. I know if this thing sort of Hydreigon does take my dual stabs really, really well, but apart from that, he doesn't have any good switch-ins to it because even Entei is 2-hit KO by Dark Pulse. And yeah, potentially I can get, if something is looking at getting out of hand, then I can get off a Destiny Bond. But also, it's there because even Hydreigon does not switch in well on it because I can bring Modest because of his speed tiers, and this thing can potentially one-shot. Well, one-shot's a decent variety of Celesteelers. And then finally, I've got my Entei switch in. I brought Mishana last time. I'm bringing Jellicent this time because it spin blocks, because I'm bringing the hazard support, and because it's a better answer, even though it's a bit passive and doesn't deal with things like the Vaporeon, the X-Cloud. Also deals with the Medicham, means I've got to switch into that. Can kind of take on the Torn slightly, while I've got my Colbur Berry intact. I'm max Fizdef, Colbur Berry, Recover, Will-O-Wisp, and then Scald and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is so that I can potentially lure the Hydreigon, because that will almost kill it if there's a little bit of chip damage. So I'm going to lead off with my Nidoqueen, as I really want to get up T-Spikes. He leads off with his Hydreigon. Nothing apart from called Specs Draco Meteor or Devastating Drake will kill me. So I can get up a T-Spike here. He does reveal the Black Hole Eclipse, which I do live, and that's great because it means he's not life form. That means he's going to have a much harder time breaking my Hydreigon, breaking my Zapdos. Reveals Flash Cannon, slightly unusually here. Don't really know why, as he U-turns out into his Celesteela. I presume predicted my Toxic, but then yeah, I'm just going to stay in and I know I'm going to roost on this thing because I'm going to explain that play. Obviously, Thunderbolt doesn't 2-hit KO. Thunderbolt doesn't OK because I'm not offensive, and the set he brought last time was Banded Stone Edge, and that kills me if he's max attack Banded Stone Edge. And I don't really have a switch in for that, but there's no way. He might try and pivot out next turn, and there's no way that he predicts me to roost on here because I'm at 97%. Roost is not like a really obvious play, so I roost up to see what kind of set he is. He reveals that he's got no investment, so I know I can take these Stone Edges more or less and get off a Thunderbolt. Does 50%, reveals that he's max per def. He misses a Leech Seed, which is annoying. Kind of forcing me to play slightly differently around him. But it doesn't make any difference in the end of it. He does get off a Stone Edge here, as I roost up, predicting him. I roost up because I need to keep the Hydreigon. I need to keep this at good health. He hits the Leech Seed, gets back up. I pivot out, predicting him to have Protect and not wanting to take more damage, as he reveals Toxic, which is a bit of an odd play because I think this thing was still definitely useful. But it is what it is. So that allows me to kill off his Celesteela. This is a bit annoying because it does mean my Zygarde is on a timer. But it is what it is. He goes out into his Hydreigon, scaring me out because I can't take a Draco Meteor, and repeatedly clicks Dark Pulse in front of my Zapdos. Now, I don't know that he's got the Dragon move or not yet, but here I just have to roost because if he does Draco Meteor me, I'm in like a big problem if I don't roost. He goes out into his Entei, but I still have I have my answer this nice and healthy. Goes for a Bulldoze. That reveals that he's adamant. That's an absolute max roll. Yeah, it doesn't. It's potentially banded. No, sorry, it's not banded, but it's adamant max roll. He goes out into his Moxie as I Dazzling Gleam, hoping to catch the Hydreigon on the switch. Don't, unfortunately. But I can go into my Quillavos because Spadef Zapdos does Wolver Swing very well. And I can just have to fire off a Thunderbolt here. The Entei switch is kind of obvious, but it's at a level of health where I don't mind it really being wished past to. And I still have my max health, or nearly full health Jellicent to Wolver Swing. He Sacred Fires here, gets another miss. I think that's his third Sacred Fire miss against me, which is really unfortunate, as he pivots back out into his Manectric, as I go hard into my Houndoom, trying to pressure the Vaporeon, because I can nasty plot up against it and then kill it. But he goes into his Manectric. T-Bolt damage indicates that he's probably timid. Same with Volt Switch. Basically, all of these rolls don't tell us anything conclusively, but they all sort of look to be more in the range of timid than modest, and timid doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. But either way, I'm not sure which you go for against my team, because my speed tier is weird. Anyway, I go and sack off my Bova because it's at 12%. I don't want to take a Sacred Fire. I want to get some offensive momentum, so I go out into Jabba. Probably should have gone out into my Cobalion here, and either gone up rocks or fired off close combat, but it is what it is. Donphan, yeah, he goes out into that. We don't see an item here. You don't see an item, and I don't want him to go out to Vaporeon, because then he can just wish pass straight back to this thing. So what I want to do is go into my Zapdos so that I can pressure the Vaporeon out, so I can keep this thing low, so that it is in range to die from my Zygarde or my Cobalion at a later date. Yeah, and I know that my my Jellicent is still at a range where it can kind of wall this thing. I go into my Zapdos as he knocks off, and I lose my leftovers, and this is horrible for me, because I have HP Ice, and I can kill him from this range if he's not AV. I can kill him from this range if he's AV and not Max Spadef, and I can kill him from this range if he's not Yachi. But both of those are quite likely brings, because he hasn't revealed an item, he hasn't revealed lefties, we don't know what he is, and I don't want to roost in case he Earthquakes me, because I need to keep this thing around, and I don't want to mess around hoping that I live a Stone Edge, because I don't live a Stone Edge. So here I do have to go back out into my Jellicent, and that's really unfortunate, because that means I've lost my leftovers. Rules Poison Jab here, which means I potentially could have stayed in HP Iced, which is a bit annoying. But I do get the chance to recover up with my Radis, and Knockoff doesn't do a tremendous amount, and I just sort of finish him off, because I do have enough enough speed to naturally outspeed this thing. He goes out into his Manectric, and that's the most obvious T-Bolt that I've ever seen. So I can go out into my Jabba, because I'm not in a range for my Zapdos to roost off to. Equally, if he does hit me with a HP Ice on the switch, good play to him. But I do have a Yachi Berry, I can take it. And here, I could D-Dance up, it's not worth doing though, because I don't. +1 outrage does not OHKO. +1 outrage, unless I get like an absolute max roll and he's not fully physically defensive, does not kill him from where he would be. So what I do is get off 1,000 arrows damage, and that puts him in range where that he will die to the T-Spikes after an outrage. Icy Winds here, not a big deal. Triggers my Yachi Berry, which is, it is what it is. But that Vaporeon goes down, which is phenomenal, because it means Viente is not getting Wish Pass back up, and it means that potentially he shouldn't be able to stall me out. Jabba has to go down here as you get revenged by Bolt. I still don't know if this thing is modest or timid, but I go into my Zapdos, and unless he crits me, I can still wall this thing pretty comfortably, because of that T-Spike damage will be rocking up. That Thunderbolt, again, that could be but Volt Switch is a max roll if he's timid, or somewhere near a max roll. But again, I don't know if he's timid or timid or modest. I believe he's timid, but I don't know. Yeah, I go into my Radis here because I kind of have to, and I believe I recover up. I should recover up. As he goes out into his Hydreigon, and here I can't afford to switch. Oh no, I have to go into my Zapdos, although I'm struggling to wall this thing properly because I don't have my leftovers anymore. If he flinches me here, I'm in trouble, but I think I can still win. But what I want to do is put this thing on a timer. What I could do, and probably should do, is go hard into Cobalion. Because if he Dracos, it's not the end of the world. If he Dracos, it's not a problem. If he Dark Pulses, I can take that really easily, and then something dies to a close combat. However, I don't want to throw the game away now on a prediction, because that's nearly what happened last time. So here I'm just going to try and roost up. Thankfully he does not flinch me. If he flinched me, then I sack this thing off, got a free switcher to Cobalion, and I think I was able to win the game because as long as I kept health on my maul, because his Manectric can't kill me with any one hit. But I got into my Radis now that I've got the Toxic off on it. Basically sack this thing off because I still have enough health on my Zapdos to roost up to take any hit non-crit from the main, and here it's the end game, and there are two ways I could go about this. I don't know what his last attack is yet. He's revealed Dark Pulse. We know he's got no item anymore. He's revealed Dark Pulse. We know, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and U-turn. If he has Fire Blast as his last move, then he has a chance. It is a roll to Okomi from here. If he has Earth Power, then I can live it, guaranteed, get up rocks, which means that the Entei dies on entry, and then close combat him next turn, and that is game, because he does not have enough hits left in his in his Mega Manectric. Or I could close combat first turn and kill this thing. However, at -1 he can then revenge me by clicking Thunderbolt on his Manectric. So here I decide that I'm going to sub up and see if he has something to hit me, or if he just switches hard out, because then something dies. And he does reveal that he has Earth Power to hit me, which is annoying. But I know if I sub up again, he's in definite range of Iron Head. And because of my investment, because of my investment, I have a 80. I think it is. Yeah, no, I have an 81% chance to live a T-Bolt from Timid, Mega Manectric, and a 25 to live a Modest. And he goes out into it. Close combat will kill if I can get it off. If he clicks Flamethrower here, he kills me, but he's not going to want to do that because he has a chance. He can still win this if he makes the call, because Thunderbolt 2-hit KOs my Houndoom, and I don't want to risk the health on that. So my play here is 100% I have to stay in and risk the roll. If he does kill me, then I can go out into my Zapdos, and if he doesn't crit me, click Thunderbolt, which means that his Mega Manectric will die, because I'm out of range of even a Modest Thunderbolt, because we're pretty sure he doesn't have Thunder by this point. And that will win me the game that will win me the game. But equally, that's my play. So basically, as long as I don't, even if I die, if he doesn't crit me, I can still win the game, and that's why I went down this route, rather than getting up rocks, and risking my only way of killing the Hydreigon, because I can't guarantee that I can stall out with Zapdos, because of all he needs is one flinch, and then I'm yeah, in trouble. If he does crit me, if he kills me here, then manages to crit my Zapdos, Thunderbolt plus E-Speed from Adamantente, the combination of them it can kill Houndoom. I don't know the exact rolls, but if he got somewhere near 2 high rolls, then he definitely killed me. I think if he got 2 mid rolls, then I don't know, but I had a chance, definitely have a chance to live a combination of E-Speed plus Thunderbolt. But so I feel fairly comfortable unless he crits me and gets several max rolls. I still win this game, and he clicks Thunderbolt, and I live. As I said, if he's timid, I had an 81.5% chance to live. If he's modest, I had a 25. That's unfortunate for him, but I still won that game unless he crit me and then got 2 max rolls. Which is, it's unfortunate for Arky. But it's Pokemon, it comes down to these kind of things, and that's a really close 2-0 win for me. As you saw, Eastby did 39 to Maul, and I think Stone Edge did something like I couldn't say Stone Edge. No, sorry. Sorry. No, Thunderbolt does somewhere between sort of 58 and 65 or something like that, and E-Speed does something between 37 and 41. So yeah, I could have lived. I could have gone down to it had it come down to that. So yeah, that's game. That's 2-0, and that's me now in a point where I'm looking like I'm locked off on playoffs. I think I am. Again, it's I can't guarantee that I'll get a good stop because I think as of this week there are potentially 3 teams who are all 6-2. The doc hasn't been updated, but I know Cap is 6-2 as well, and Sebastian is potentially 6-2 in sort of in my half of the in the 2 divisions on my half. But yeah, I'm sort of good win to pick that up because he has got a very good team. His matchup against me is pretty good, and yeah, I'm glad it wasn't as horrifically haxy as the last time. Of course, very obviously there's a few misses with the Leech Seed, which were unfortunate, but I don't think that they mattered 100%. Yeah, so thank you guys very much. I basically felt like I was in command of that endgame. I feel that I potentially, if I'd was struggling a bit more, then I probably would have ended up having to risk in switching Cavalion at some point. But thanks very much, guys. I apologise that this is very long and very rambly and not particularly informative towards the end. It's just me trying to explain my thought process. Thanks very much, and I hope I'll see you again next week for my rematch against Cap, which I'm slightly dreading because he is one of my 2 losses so far. Alright, cheers guys, and bye.